Welcome to this edition of SAU Magazine, a weekly program featuring news, profiles, sports, commentary, interviews, and special events, all coming to you from the campus of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
This is a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Johnathan Wood.
And I'm Eric Perry.
A capacity crowd gathered in SAU's Harton Theater this week for the 20th Annual Murphy Lecture, sponsored by the Murphy Oil Corporation. This year's speaker was former Senator and co-founder of the Concord Coalition, Warren Rudman. He is a graduate of Syracuse University and also attended Boston College Law School. Rudman addressed various issues in a question and answer session after his lecture on the fiscal crisis facing America and politics. The Murphy Lecture was founded by Mr. Charles H. Murphy, Jr., who served with distinction on the Board of Higher Education in Arkansas and as a member of the Arkansas Business Council Foundation.
No longer will SAU parents have problems calling in to check in on their loved ones. According to Jim Graham, the phone lines have been a problem for about the past 3 years and will soon be fixed. Graham also says that part of the problem that gives students so many problems receiving off-campus calls is because of the large amount of internet usage. When all the lines have been corrected, long-distance programs will also be set up for the use of SAU students.
The new Follett College bookstore at SAU has run into theft. Just before the Labor Day weekend, the safe had been counted, and then upon returning the next week, another safe count discovered $2,500 missing. No one was known to enter the store on that weekend, so at this time there are no suspects. Follett has 7 employees, but only have 3 that have access to the combination. Michael Tedder, the bookstore manager, said, "We're not exactly sure how it happened, but corrective measures have been put into place. We just hope the incident will be resolved quickly." Follett College Stores was chosen to operate the university bookstore by a unanimous vote last March.
In the past year, SAU has received over $1 million in gifts. Not only these gifts were given 39 complete funds, 18 new endowments, and many other private gifts were given to the university. This is only the second time in our history that we have raised over $1 million, says SAU President Stephen Gamble. The good that these endowments do for the university is tremendous. There are students who wouldn't be here without them. This has been a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Eric Perry.
And I'm Johnathan Wood.
With an SAU profile, I'm Daniel Green. This week's profile is about Elizabeth Davis, professor of English here at SAU. She received a bachelor's in organ performance from the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville with honors. She also has a master's in English from the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. She did her postmaster studies at the University of Iowa in Iowa City. Some of her publications include 13 Ways of Looking at a Snowfield, Taking Risks with Dickinson and Frost, which was published in Literature and Writing in November of 1989. Another of her publications is Gravity in the Sea, Larkin's Church Going and Next Please, which was published in the publications of the Arkansas Philological Association. Her honors include the prestigious Who's Who in America in 1996 and 1998, Who's Who in American Women in 1996 and 1997, and Who's Who in the South and Southwest in 1995 and 1996. I'm Daniel Green with an SAU profile.
SAU Sports. I'm Jamey Giddens. Losing September 18th's home game against Arkansas Monticello was an upset for the Mule Riders, who are now 1-1 in Gulf South Conference. UAM, which also ranks 1-1 in the conference, managed to walk away with a 23-20 win over SAU in double overtime. Bull Weevils player Kevin Kraft gave the team a 3-0 lead with a 27-yard field goal in the second quarter. While UAM led the first part of the third quarter with a 10-0 lead against SAU, Mule Riders Tim Barrington and Jason Williams literally evened up the score with a touchdown and a 27-yard field goal, respectively. Near the end of regulation play, the Bull Weevils scored a 1-yard touchdown with an extra point kick, causing the game to go into overtime, tied at 17. A 42-yard field goal by Kraft put UAM back on top with a 20-17 lead. But SAU's Williams retaliated with a field goal from 42 yards to yet again tie the game. In the second overtime, it was again the Bull Weevils' Kraft to the rescue with a 26-yard field goal. Unfortunately for SAU, the interception of a pass thrown by Pendergrass sealed their loss. Next up for the Mule Riders is a September 25th game against Gulf South rivals West Georgia at 7 p.m. at Wilkins Stadium. With this loss, SAU is now ranked 19th in the country, 5th in the Southern region. In other sports news, SAU's cross-country team recently competed at the Bob Gravitt Invitational meet at Ouachita Baptist University. The SAU men came in 4th place in the men's 8,000-meter run. Coming in first for SAU was Leo Frere, followed by Alan Reyes, Jason Carroll, Chad Stansberry, and Chris Hall, rounding out SAU's top 5. The Riderette volleyball team has fallen to 4-10, following the loss of their last 3 games. The team, which won its first 4 games, will travel to Texas Wesleyan University on September 24th before opening up Gulf South play against Central Arkansas on September 28th. Jamey Giddens, SAU Sports.
With commentary, I'm Michael Long.
And I'm Thomas Murphy. This week's commentary will focus on financial aid.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't financial aid supposed to help students, not hinder them?
Well, according to 5 students that were interviewed, of those 5, 3 did not receive their money on time because of lost paperwork, incorrectly filed information, or just staff being slow getting to it.
The other 2 students stated that they were slated to receive aid, but upon arrival to the campus were told that it was a clerical error and would not be receiving their aid promised.
Errors like these put the students in situations we should not have to deal with.
The financial aid office should be more than capable with the staff they have to take care of the paperwork and duties needed to keep on top of things.
If they cannot, our suggestion to the college is to hire someone who can.
Financial aid is something some students depend on, and if there's any insecurity, then some students may see fit to go to another institution where there is no doubt that their money will be there when they need it. I'm Michael Long.
And I'm Thomas Murphy with commentary.
I'm David Parkerson with the Southern Arkansas University Police Log. On August 23rd at 1:15 a.m., UPD officer Kevin Booth received a call from Coach Brian Doherty, who reported that the front window to the Brown HKR complex had been broken out. Doherty stated that a painter in the building heard something break between 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. The painter told Doherty that he had seen some people on rollerblades near the building, but could not identify them and did not actually see them commit the offense. On August 25th at 6:23 p.m., Officer Booth was notified of a 2-car incident at the intersection of East Lane and East University. The 2 drivers involved were Joe Lanford and Kyle Newton. Lanford was traveling south on East Lane and slowed at the yield sign. Newton stated that he had looked away from the roadway and had not seen Lanford slow down. Newton then stated that when he looked back to the roadway, he had already hit Lanford in the rear. On August 30th at 8:45 p.m., UPD officer Charles Lamb was on routine foot patrol when he noted a sport utility vehicle with Texas tags turn into the parking lot of Nelson Hall. Lamb observed the windows down and loud music was coming from the vehicle. Lamb asked the driver, Bernard Sargent of Houston, Texas, for his license. When Sargent asked why Lamb wished to see his license, Lamb informed him that he was in violation of a city ordinance of disturbing the peace. After handing over his license, Sargent commented that there was nothing Lamb could do to him. Lamb then asked Sargent to step out of the vehicle and told him that he was under arrest for disturbing the peace. Sargent was transported to Magnolia Police Department, where he was issued a citation to appear in court and was then released to his mother. I'm David Parkerson with an SAU Police Log.
This is Angela Bradford with job information from the SAU Employment Resource Center. Emerson Elementary School needs an elementary teacher. Call Bobby Stevens, elementary principal, at 870-547-2218. Waldo Elementary School is looking for a first grade teacher. Class size reduction for 2 first grade classes. Call Laura Wilson, elementary principal, at 870-693-5921. Waldo is also looking for a secondary art teacher. Call Edgar Montgomery, high school principal, at 870-693-5825. Mount Olive Christian School in Athens, Louisiana is looking for an algebra and geometry teacher. Call Lynn or Linda Grant at 318-258-5661. This is Angela Bradford with Job Info from the SAU Employment Resource Center.
With this week's entertainment news, I'm Rosland Blair. The Impact Team presents Beth Wood, The Cure for the Coming Lunch Hour. If you are tired of the same old lunch period, well, come out to see this musical genius on Monday, September 27th in the Brew Center at noon. Come enjoy this multi-talented gifted singer. For more information, contact Wendy Morgan at 235-4041. There will be a cultural luncheon on Tuesday, September 28th at 12:20 p.m. in the Blue and Gold Room located in the Brew Center. The featured country of the month is India. Meals from this country will be served. There will be a speaker present also. For more information, call Mary Thurkel at 235-4228. All students are urged to participate. The Southern Arkansas University Bookstore will have its grand opening Friday, September 24th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The ribbon cutting ceremony will be at 10 a.m. All day long, you can receive 25% off clothing, gifts, and general books. You can also enter to win great prizes such as a Sony Dream machine clock radio, an RCA portable dual CD player, an RCA Walkman, or a Panasonic cordless phone. Refreshments will be provided all day. And the SAU Annual Family Day will be held Saturday, September 25th. This will include many activities the students can enjoy with their families and give the parents the opportunity to see the campus in action. The fun will begin with the Resident Hall Association bed race at 10 a.m. Alpha Psi Alpha will host a Battle of the Yard at 11 a.m., the Greek Canoe Race at 3 p.m., and the University Street Fair from 5 to 7 p.m. Chi Alpha will also host a tailgate party at the stadium before the game. Family Day will conclude with SAU hosting the University of West Georgia. I'm Rosalind Blair with this week's entertainment news.
SAU broadcast journalism students produce informative television programs for viewers in Southwest Arkansas. The SAU Report features interviews with faculty, staff, students, and alumni. It is seen each week in Magnolia on TCA Cable Channel 13. Camden residents can see the SAU Report each morning on Cable Channel 16. Tens of thousands of cable television households in Southwest Arkansas watch the program on KTSS-TV Channel 55 in Hope. The SAU Report not only serves as a learning tool for broadcast journalism students, but serves to inform the region about institutional events and personalities. Some editions of SAU Magazine feature audio segments from these television programs. Be sure and watch the SAU Report on your local cable television service. Informative viewing, provocative subject matter. The SAU Report.
With this week's SAU calendar, I am Mwachiro.
And I'm Johnathan Dees.
On Monday, 27th September at 12 p.m., the Impact Team presents Coffee House with Beth Wood. At 4 p.m., the SJ Traffic Appeals Court will take place, and at 7:30 p.m., there will be an IGC meeting at Wilson, room 203.
Tuesday the 28th at 7 o'clock, Alpha Phi Alpha will have their gospel explosion at Dolph Camp. At 7 o'clock also, the Rider Red volleyball team will meet Central Arkansas here.
On Wednesday, 29th September at 11:40 a.m., the ABS will be having its power time at lunch. At 5 p.m., the Homecoming Queen nominations are due.
Thursday the 30th, SAU Rodeo will kick off at the fairgrounds. At 7:11, Cal will have their praise and worship in the Brew Center. And at 7:30, Professor William Sheik will be speaking in Harton Theater.
And on Friday, the 1st of October, there will be an SAU Rodeo at the county fairgrounds. And that's this week's SAU calendar.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.